Thank you very much for that, Carrix. Enjoy it while it lasts, because Yulway and I, we're going to get picked up by the LEC. We're going to be casting... Okay, no, none of that is revealed. We can't comment on that yet. But Yulway, did Carrix call me Milky Fox?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. I was
That's
very confused by that as well.
I think he's missing Rebel already.
By the way, we
Now,
haven't actually discussed our name, like our duo name.
Is it Milky Way? It has to be Milky,
Milky Way is
right?
pretty good, yeah. I
Yeah.
guess it's Milky Way, yeah.
Unless you want to make it weirder, then it could be like Yulky or something. But that just sounds off. That sounds like got off milk, to be honest.
Also sounds like a very awkward, like, middle school nickname or something, I don't know. It just sounds weird.
It sounds like the Cerberus management when they didn't get any call from Ego 10 minutes before their game. Okay, we're heading into game 2.
Yeah.
GAM taking on versus Sky. And I have some fun stats that I'd like to bring up. So I'm going to start with Kiaya had his first Kennen game of the split and he won. And now Ryuk has his first Kennen game of the split. Will it be a win for versus Sky? Also, another interesting fact, Glory, most played champion of the Rise, is split the only champion that he had more than one game on, and he's lost both of them. So that's a good look for Sky.
Well, Sky is still reverting back to pressure from Glory. He is supposed to be the engine of the game, or of the team. They tried to roam him into the bot lane last game. Now, this time, they do have the Rise ultimate, so maybe they are able to get there first. Last game, they weren't really able to do anything with it. Oh, level 2 engage. Here you go, that's a Glacial. Wait.
Well,
Oh,
Elio gets away with
Glacial.
that.
I was so.
But-
I thought the Glacial came in from B. I was super surprised when I saw the Glacial after the engage was actually the Flay that triggered the Glacial. So all good. It's not a Glacial or Khan.
Don't worry. If it was a Rakan with Glacial, you would hear me cry.
Yeah, I know.
From the second it was visible. Actually, Aphelios is supposed to go press the attack.
Most of them do, yeah. Yeah, it's a very good... Oh, top player matchup. Yeah, most of Aphelios go burst the attack nowadays. After the lethal tempo nerfs, it's not really that amazing to go lethal tempo on Aphelios. And press the attack is just super strong for early trading. You trigger it so quickly, but triggering something is Kiaya's death, probably.
Well, Draxar looked towards the bottom lane in game 1. Game 2, it's the top lane, and it's first blood for Burst of Sky.
The sidestep from Glory, that was slick. Nice movement. Rise is all about the movement, and Glory already putting some nice work. But yeah, gank and first blood over to Draxar. It was flash blown from Ryuk. Fortunately for him though, the enemy team has Levi on Gwen, so back to a no ganking, only farming jungler, which Levi has definitely gravitated towards so far the split. So he should be relatively safe, and Kiaya being behind the kill going over to the jungler is not the greatest for the individual matchup for Ryuk, but Ryuk should now have a little bit of time in the top lane to just farm away against the super strong laning top laner. There is Kiaya. Obviously the matchup is favorable for Jace. Most people like to go Jace into cannon. So Ryuk counted 2 times in a row, but this game already looking much better than the last.
Now, I gave 2 stats before about Kennen and Rise, and it was 50-50. One in favor of Burst of Sky, one not in favor of Burst of Sky. Now I've got 2 more stats, and both of which are in favor of Burst of Sky, because GAM have only lost when Levi has been playing Gwen jungle. That one loss was when Levi was on Gwen, so it's 100% a win for Sky. And also, Almine has only ever won games for Burst Sky when he's been on the Aphelios.
To be fair, that stat is also a little bit facetious, because he has played 8 games on Aphelios and he has won half of them. So he has also lost 4 games on Aphelios, to be perfectly honest with you. So it's not like he's sitting on a 100% win rate. I'm still very sad that Sky is abandoning their winter split strategy of going super dive heavy mid-game compositions that propelled them into 3rd place, made them able to contest. Oh, Levi needs to be careful. He is immune though, so should be fine. But yeah, where's the Kaiser? Where are all these dive-heavy champions? Instead, it's just Aphelios, Jinx, Handshake every game. Mostly Aphelios on their side. And we know Aphelios, Jinx is just the stronger version right now. Yesterday, I think someone brought up the global win rate, which is almost sitting at 60% as Carti. Good flash.
There's a flash for Flash, but Glory can't get the Rune Prison down in time. The bottom lane of GAM are working their way up, so Versus Sky are going to have to retreat, and Glory is going to have to get ready to absorb some pressure.
And B is constantly roaming into the mid lane to give Carti priority. We've seen this now 2 games in a row. This seems to be their prime strategy this week. This was not really present in weeks past, so they're trying to make amends to Carti's a little bit weaker laning phase, and Ryuk has overstayed his welcome. He is dead.
Does he go in? Does he go out? He's gonna look to go out. Levi on the hunt, but Levi does not have a level 6 available, and Ryuk does have that slicing maelstrom. Does he look to go in? Does he look to bait Drakthar? Not been spotted out just yet.
Yeah, I was just looking at the map, not actually at Kiaya's HP totals, and he was way too low to actually go for the fight there, so Ryuk able to walk away relatively easily. So Ryuk already used the ultimate in an earlier trade, I assume, because his ultimate is on cooldown. So actually putting a lot of pressure on Kiaya and having a much better laning phase up in CS against Kiaya of all people, the person that's almost always with the CS lead, unless he has to play against a Vayne counterpick. So that's a good sign for Sky. They're up 1k gold. Oh no. And just as I say that, Ryuk...
He's not even going to use Slicing Maelstrom. He just gets
It's
run
done.
down. Oh, it was already on. Did we see that getting used?
No. That was why he was so overextended in lane. Because he was actually taking a good trade against Kiaya, and now he overstays. So just as they praise him, he of course falls down. Now Kiaya has full control of wave, is going to get to a CS lead as well, and he doesn't even have any items under his belt, as Carti dies. Thanks, observers.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I was going to say, Glory has gone with the Unsealed Spellbook on Rise, so it meant that he had the Ignite available for that play. Chakrams available. Levi waiting, but Drakthar is on the chase. Exhaust on Aomine, but Drakthar will be able to catch on to Levi as the two duke it out momentarily, but with Aomine and Elio coming up, Levi is forced to walk away.
And Aomine didn't flash forward. Enemy had no summoners available, was down to 200 HP, and he had Chakram stacked. He could have flashed forward. I'm really surprised. That looked like an almost assured kill on Style there. No heal available, no cleanse, no flash, nothing really to save him, and already down to less than 200 HP. Maybe I missed something, but it looked to me like he could kill the Jinx there. Instead, he stays safe, which might bode well for the later parts of the game, but definitely an opportunity there to get offset styles and be strong laning phase. We see Aomine on Aphelios is definitely a threat to be considered, forced to be reckoned with.
Maybe it's an investment from Aomine saying, hey, is that damage? It's close. However, the Battle Dance will be more than enough to keep Style alive. So I was saying maybe it's an investment from Aomine saying, hey, we've still got our flash available. We can use that for later, as this is how Carti died.
Oh, it's beautifully done from Drakthar, finding the 1 centimeter where he could sneak through the minions, find the goal, and actually stun Carti. That was just all Drakthar, and he is learning from his mistakes from the last game. It's his best champion probably this split so far, and certainly looking strong on the Viego here, 2-0 up on Levi, and this is 1v1 in the jungle.
Drakthar want to contest this. Kiaya making his way down.
Oh, Drakthar might have overstepped.
Style and B are here. But Drakthar is just going to be forced away. In goes Ryuk, uses a Slicing Maelstrom. They want the fight, but Ryuk is already down and out. Super Mega Death Rocket does not connect onto anyone, and the Chaos Storm has been dropped. For GAM, it will just be the Rift Herald and a kill.
Very confusing play there from Ryuk. He saw something I definitely didn't see, and now handing over GAM a kill, a flash, and the objective. So in the end, the game completely turning around the top side. Ryuk had a great start to the game, but now he's just falling apart at the seams, and this is probably the whole tower for GAM. A huge swing in gold, a huge swing in momentum. Kiaya and Levi gonna be accelerated after not being so great in the early game. 10 minutes in, the game back into GAM's control. Sky, you could have just stayed back. Why do you have to go for the aggressive play there?
I would love to be able to answer that question for you, Yulway, but I don't know. I think Ryuk just thought that the rest of his team were ready. However, GAM will not drop the Rift Herald top lane. They want to keep that tower up. They don't want to give the opportunity for Burst Sky to freeze lanes and force Kiaya to overextend. So maybe we'll get dropped in the mid lane in a couple of minutes' time. Still 3.5 minutes before those tower plates do fall.
And this is actually something I've noticed in GAM games as well. Maybe it's just because they dominate early games so frequently in their official games, and probably their scrims even more so, that they don't use the first opportunity to take down the first tower, and it's always a risky decision to make, right? So you can profit if you are able to play a prolonged laning phase and know that your lane is better. Maybe it's better for you to not go for the tower early on, because Kiaya would constantly overextend without the enemy tower there to push back the minion wave. But on the other side, it's really an easy opportunity to get to an early gold lead, not used. And the Rift Herald, it's sitting in the inventory, not really doing anything. Now Levi using it in bot lane just to get 2 platings.
Drakthar trying to kill B. He's got the damage. Stahl just watches in dismay, knowing that he can't do anything about the play. But Drakthar doesn't care. Drakthar will hunt down Style. Picks up the double kill. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, the Rift Herald was dropped down, so that was some gold going into the pockets of Levi and Kati. But I think Burst Sky are more than happy with how it all played out.
And that's a 4-0 Drakthar. Now Sky trying to kill Kati. Elio, you're a support. You can't do that.
Well, that was not calculated by Elio whatsoever. Picks up his first death of the game.
Oh,
but
no.
is Drakthar caught out here?
Oh, beautifully done. Drakthar's mechanics in this game, he knows exactly what to do. That was so nice. But Ryuk, Glory is here, finally using his Rise ultimate. Should be an easy kill.
And the shutdown goes over to Ryuk. So a couple of weeks ago, Yolway, I went on Twitter after Levi had an absolute stonker of a game. And I responded to a tweet from Hanke, and I said, what did you give Levi to eat between those games? Because he popped off the face of the earth. And Hanke just responded with bananas and a Kit Kat. As Style very low, Glory picks up the kill. So Levi's food of choice was bananas. And I'm wondering if Drakthar might have had some of those bananas and a Kit Kat between games, because he's looking like a changed player.
Oh yeah, so much more aggression, so much more precision as well from him, landing absolutely everything. I was amazed by his early game for the Flash W, perfectly threading the needle there to kill Kati, but he's just never relenting in this game. 4-0 now, he's the strong point, and the one... If your team is only a strong Viego, now, admittedly, Glory is scaling up nicely and getting in a stronger position as well, but it's kind of hard to execute team fights when all your damage, all your acceleration, all your gold is on the Viego, because he needs that first reset, and how is he gonna be the one contributing the damage to make the first reset possible? So now we need to see some of the other members step up as well and enable Drakthar to carry in the team fights, because he needs a little bit of assistance. We do have Ryuk, who can just throw his body in there, die for the cause of Drakthar carrying the fights, so that's a nice opportunity. But we also have Armin scaling up on his AD carry, and Glory getting into a better position. So overall, 6-3 in kills, 1k gold lead for Sky over GAM. Not sure if that has ever happened before. They are in the best position we have seen any team be in against GAM since Saigon Buffalo's win.
Absolutely. And you talk about Drakthar needing some setup. Well, you've got a Slicey Maelstrom, you've got CC from Ryuk's Kennen, you've got that Realm Warp in the Rune Prison for Glory. The final one I want to touch on is Elliot, because we had some discussion on the analyst desk during the drafting phase about the Lulu or the Thresh. We have that Thresh Death Sentence Lantern, a lot of ways in for Drakthar. He might be getting caught out. Down with the Drakthar, shut down onto Kati. And Drakthar just getting a little bit too big for his boots. Those are only tier 1 boots, and maybe he needs to upgrade them.
And this is exactly what I was just talking about. He can't be the first one in. It's not good for Viego to be the first one in, especially if the enemy team has so much counter punch, so much CC to come back with. And Victor is one of the best champions at that, just instantly dropping his ultimate. Elio, be careful. You're very squishy. Thresh.
Oh, he doesn't land the death sentence. It only hits onto a minion. And I don't even think Levi ended up needing the... I always forget what that's called. The Harrow Mist.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm not entirely sure. It said he was immune, but maybe he was immune to something else. Whatever the case, GAM now with more map control. Finally back in the gold lead. That gold lead for Sky lasted about 10 minutes, but now finally GAM back in their usual position. It's a much closer game than GAM is used to playing, because their average gold lead at 50 minutes is something like 4k or 3.5k, so they need to be more disciplined than some of the other games. We've seen them against Luxury in Game 1, against Sky today in Game 1 as well, be a little bit frantic, a little bit loose with their execution. They can't really afford to do that, because Druktha in his position, nope, you can't death sentence Levi, but you might be able to chase him down anyway.
You might be immune, but only when someone's outside of your hallowed mist. Druktha will fall, GAM on the hunt. Elio will blast code right into the realm warp that Glory had waiting for him. Nice little bit of setup from the Versus Sky mid laner, but it still doesn't take anything away from the fact that GAM got a kill, and now GAM are going to be getting this Rift Herald.
And unfortunately, it seems like Druktha can never chain a whole game of good plays together. He looks great in some parts of the game. He had this amazing team fight in Game 1. He looked stellar so far in this game with all his early pressure and ganks, and then he just dies 2 times invading the enemy jungle with no vision, with no setup whatsoever, for no apparent reason, on a champion that's not great at this either. Druktha, just play to win, and don't try to overdo stuff. And now Sky losing another objective.
But do you think this is a case of maybe not, I almost want to say not having the experience, but essentially the pressure? And knowing that you're 4-0, knowing that the weight of this game rests on your shoulders, and that pressure getting to you, and as a result, you making these overzealous plays.
Yeah, I think it's a case of misidentifying what your role in the game is. You see your scoreline, you see your itemization, and compare it to the other players of your team, and say, yeah, I have to be the one starting the plays, right? I am the accelerated guy, I am the carry, I need to make stuff happen. But that's just not the nature of Viego. Viego is always best when he's second in, when he can rely on someone else to set him up and then really strike the longer the fight goes, reset, and carry the fight from there. I think he's just misreading his own win condition on this champion. Oh, that's a good Q baited from Kiaya. This should be an easy kill.
Yeah, Ryuk with the great bait. And Slicing Maelstrom locks him in place for Druktha to pick up the kill. Rift Herald, though, dropped in the mid lane by GAM, and this will be the outer tower falling in favor of GAM. The final outer tower that Burst Sky had up and available. Will it get another charge in? I don't think it will.
Fimbulwinter just completed for Glory, so he's really strong now. He went for the Ghost now on his spellbook. Let's see what he can do with that. Defensive positioning in top lane should be undiveable, as Ryuk is working away at this tower, so actually a tower lead gonna come up for Sky soon enough. Mid lane out is still standing, but look at the map positioning. Druktha just snuck his way to the dragon, so Sky is actually winning on the bot side more than GAM wanted to see. GAM really tried to put all their pressure on the top lane. But with Glory being already on Fimbulwinter, you can see he can tank forever. Or can he?
Good lantern from Elio will take Glory out to safety. We're at a weird stage in the VCS where we actually have a close game, and it is very close between both Sky and GAM. So I want to get your thoughts your way on what we are looking out for when the ensuing team fights do occur. We're nearing that 20-minute mark. Baron will be up, maybe the team's fighting over the Baron. What are the key engage tools that we're looking for, and who are we looking for from each team to step up and carry a fight?
Oh no, Druktha has done it again. I hope we can focus on that, but first we need to see if Druktha can somehow escape. I don't think he can. There's nothing really on the map to get after killing Druktha, so it's just going to be a shutdown. No, it's not even a shutdown, it's just a 300 gold. Wow,
He's gonna get out of it.
Style.
The zap doesn't land. The Harrowed Path, bonus movement speed. Druktha's out!
He's out! Yeah, and Styles Gale Force. We don't talk about it. That was not
He'll
great.
Be back. Oh no, Druktha's being greedy.
He is so greedy.
To him.
He doesn't even have smite.
Nope. Wait, did he get it?
No, he didn't.
Did he get the Grom?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think went over to Kati there. Almina, in the meantime, very nice rotation, already on the tower, and there's no lantern available. That wasn't the greatest communication between the jungle, the support and ADC. He probably relied on the lantern safety. In the end, he makes it out anyway. So Sky walking away, getting away with murder in this situation. They should really have died here. Instead, they get a tower for free. And a few other cooldowns as well. So going back to your point about the team fights, I think the next team fight is probably going to happen around the dragon, because GAM really needs to put the foot forward and contest the next few dragons. And we have Ryuk scaling up to a position where he can be scary. Now, there is an exhaust this time on B, and that's super important. Last game we didn't see the exhaust against Cannon. It's one of the most obvious summoner spell counters in the game. You should always bring exhaust into Cannon teamfights, and the first time he tried to go in, it looked pretty bad from Ryuk. So he needs to improve on this engages, but I feel like Ryuk has to be the one starting the fight, or at least corralling the enemy team into a position where Drakthar and Glory can then profit from being underranged, because essentially Sky's composition is just outranged by what GAM has in their arsenal, so they can't really go into choke points first, because the enemy team is just going to shoot them from too far away. So I really think Ryuk has a huge...
Oh no.
Oh no.
Right, Elio needs to get a lantern down. He needs to be able to flash to give it to Drakthar, but Elio's just going to run. Drakthar goes the other way. Teleport dropping in. Elio will fall. In the gravity well is Ryuk, and the slicing maelstrom wasted. Teleport from Mikia. He joins in, and now GAM turn their attention towards the Baron Nashor. It's a 5v4. Do BTS want to contest?
The responsibility lies with Ryuk, and once again he looks horrific on this champion. What was that ultimate? You need to be able to spot the... Oh, Glory from the other side. He is a tanky boy, he doesn't really bring that much damage. Drakthar has flash available, and smite.
Drakthar goes in, but he's not going to be able to steal away the Baron. Flashes over the Baron pit wall, but Levi's on the chase. So is the Grand Entrance. Is it available? No, not quite. Drakthar is out, and Ryuk was able to get a tower, but he's going to be forced to back away. In the end, GAM get 2 kills, and GAM get a Baron for 1 tower.
They can't keep getting away with this. This is actually making me anxious for international play for GAM. I mean, we're still very early, right? But these kind of plays, they shouldn't. They should really not rely on, and I hope they can iron out these kind of kinks in their gameplay, because these opportunities will not be given by them by better teams. B misses absolutely everything, and the split is actually, it looks promising from Sky, because so much is wasted on the enemy support, but then Ryuk is out of the fight entirely. He has used all his tools and has accomplished nothing, so...
It was teleporting, arriving in the gravity well,
yep.
And then ulting as he got stunned.
Yeah, it was really ugly. So Drakthar had the opportunity to turn around the fight with the smite on the Baron. He probably sacrifices his life anyway. Yeah, he's 100% dead.
Close.
He flashes out, actually. So it was close. It was a good attempt from Drakthar. If he gets the steal there, he puts Sky into a decent position to scale up nicely into the later stages. But now they lost the Baron. That's constant pressure on all 3 lanes. And that also means GAM can set up for Dragon. Look at the vision line already. 2 pink wards invested deep into the enemy jungle. We can easily just go make a beeline for the Dragon and stop the Dragon Snowball. So Sky now on the back foot for the rest of the game, most likely.
GAM on that front foot, 4k goal lead. And now they're crashing in to the bottom lane inhibitor tower. Good hook onto Levi, but Gwen is immune. They get the kill onto Elio, and they will continue to crash forward, but Ryuk goes in with a slicing maelstrom, looking for Cardi so low, but they're going to be able to get 1 kill, and it makes it a 2 for 1 overall. Glory goes gold, and the Thresh resetting. GAM picking up the kill.
They want to end it here.
GAM will be taking the game 23 minutes in. It's all on Aomina and Drakthar, but what can Drakthar do? The final Nexus tower has fallen, and Sky are in their own Nexus fountain, and GAM, just like that, turn the game around, and GAM will take the next